Hi, I'm Gary Bernier, and I work with individuals and organizations to improve their communication and teamwork. Using our Discovering Natural Abilities process, we are able to demonstrate where people are naturally strong communicating and where they are challenged. I have just decided to share a number of communication concepts and examples that we use in our workshops. I hope you enjoy this segment. Have you ever wondered why sometimes your message is received exactly the way you intended it, and other times it backfires completely? In this episode, we will discuss the sender and receiver concept and tie that back to concept number 1, that the brain makes stuff up. Since it takes a minimum of 2 people to communicate, we will call the one talking, emailing, or texting the sender. The recipient of the message we will call the receiver. In the course of a conversation, both people take on both roles and switch back and forth between the two. The simplest example is if you ask a question as the sender, you immediately flip over and become the receiver as you want to wait for the answer. If the other person hears your question as the receiver and immediately becomes the sender when they provide your answer. Ask yourself this question: whose style are you using when you're sending messages? If you answered yours, then you're right. Whose style of communication are you using when you're the recipient of message? If you answered yours, then you're right again. So whose communication style should you be tailoring your message to? If you answered the receiver style, then you're correct again. How often do you consider your recipient? How much better would your communication be if you considered your receiver style more often? What do you think of the sender when they communicate to you in their natural style? Why are you judging their messages this way? Simply because you're expecting the sender to create the message in your preferred style? The sender is only doing what is natural for them. The following factors also affect the sender and receiver of messages: how it was said, meaning tone of voice, volume, when it was said, the sender's motivation for saying it, and the emotional state of the sender and receiver. So how can you get your message received? You were right if you said consider the recipient. Figure out their style. Pick the right time. Change the way you create your message. How do you get the recipient's intention and get them interested in what you have to say? The easiest way to do that is create curiosity in the recipient's mind. Get them to ask you a question, because then they need to know the answer. When you are asked a question, it is an automatic invitation for you to deliver a message because you have been invited to do so. The other person is receptive to what you have to say. Always remember, when the recipient is processing your message, their brain is filling in the blanks and making stuff up.